Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconerizonechannel. My name is Justin Sofro. We're doing this live again, as always. It's been a couple of days since we've been live after the match and everything that happened throughout this weekend. But with me, as always, today is my friend Alejandro Fancello. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
So, how was your weekend? How did everything turn out after the Juventus match? Everything go okay there? What do you, anything you're hearing that you really would like to talk about today? Want to give a shout out to everybody who's here right now, especially, of course, our members, Zenith, Kaiwan, and people like that as well. And Andrew, of course.
Yeah. Um, no, nothing special. We won. That's it. I think everybody above us won, bar Roma. I mean, Napoli, Milan, Inter, but I don't think we should be looking at them.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
won. Again, we won. That's the most important thing because, again, if we win or don't win, we're points behind. We drop so many points. I don't think we are in a position to basically look at the table.
Exactly. No, it's one of those situations where I looked at it today because it was the first time I've looked at it in a while. I know I shouldn't have. I told myself not to as well. But I was like, I'm going to check it out. Let's see what we got here while I'm on surveillance today. And I look at it, and I guess I didn't realize how far behind Juventus was because I had
Yeah.
avoided it for so long that I was like, oh, this isn't even worth doing the math because it's so many matches and points that have to be dropped for really that ground to be gained. That this season is what it is. We have. At least it was kind of a positive to come off of a victory over Fiorentina compared to the way the last two matches went. But to really have 2 weeks to really kind of mull over this thing, obviously. One of the I don't know if to say negative, but I guess it kind of is a negative thing to me is that Juventus has a lot of guys that are called up for this break, which doesn't seem. Am I? I feel like there's.
Yeah.
I think I saw something about like 17 guys or some ridiculous number. I
So
don't know how I could.
because you said wait, Hanin said I'm not looking enthusiastic for the stream. I'm very tired. It's 11 p.m. over here, but because you said we have many internationals,
Uh,
and that's remember when I said or even Julian said it like many times because people say, oh, Bernardeschi is an international, Rabiot is an international. It's not because they are internationals that they are great players. Like we see them week in week out. Like they're not good players. So because Julian, I think Julian said it in the chat that he's shocked that we have so many internationals, and I agree. We have so many internationals, but if you look at the quality, it's like, how do they make it? Like how are they playing for the national team? Like many of our players, like standards are not very high.
it is a bit frustrating when I look at it to be like our talent should look greater than it has been, especially when I'm looking at it and we're seeing, like you said, the amount of international squad players.
Yeah,
Of course, I can go the go-tos that everybody loves to rail on when it comes to Ramsey, Rabiot, Bentancur. All those players. There's so many that it does shock me, and also brings a lot of frustration to me personally because we don't know what they're going to look like coming into this. I remember it was funny. I actually remember just like less than a week ago. Maybe I was on here live with you or it was Julian. But one of the comments that I brought up was, "Okay, good. You go into the break and you literally just tell everybody don't go or just rest." And then I didn't realize. I guess I just had let it slip. I was like, "Oh, it's World Cup qualifiers. It's matches that are going to be somewhat important to some of these clubs if they really care about
yeah.
showing
Oh,
off for their squads."
because you brought that point up, like, oh, it's it's qualifiers, like Bonucci, he wasn't 100%. Chiellini, he he was warming up and he picked something up, stuff like that. And what Saturday? So not even 2 days later, Mancini said they are fine. I find that strange, and I'm not saying they faked the injury at Juve. I'm saying they're how will I put it? Like they are how will I say that nicely? They are
Are you?
doing more than they should be just for
Hmm.
to play for the national team. And I get it. It's an important game against Switzerland. You need to win. Like you need to
Hmm.
win that game. I get that.
Yeah.
But like you cannot go from it doesn't look great to they have nothing in less than 48 hours. To me, that sounds very strange. And I'm
Yeah.
scared. I'm scared they're going to force them to play or Bonucci Chiellini want to play because it's a big game and they will pick up something serious. Like I said it many times before, I know like you laughed at Zuri. Like I watch them. If they
Yeah.
win, great. If they lose, like 1 hour after they lost, I
Yeah.
forgot about it. It's not that deep for me. Like if you will
Yeah.
lose a game, it's in my head for the until the next game. But if Italy lose a game or win a game, it's like, yeah, great, happy, but it doesn't affect me that much. So I'm
It's a
scared that they're gonna force them to play
well,
on Friday.
and I've grown to understand that like that feeling from a lot of European fans overall a bit more in recent years, I'd say. But I'd say overall, I mean, also it's just people come from different places here. Like I also realize if I reflect on looking at the the USA men's basketball team or stuff like that, like they usually win, but like when they lose, I don't care. Like I'm like, oh yay, we won, whatever it is. So I guess that's one way to look at it. But when it comes to the Italian national team, it's a bit different because to me, it's
Yeah.
on par with Juventus because that's where I started out from. But I get it. I completely understand. It's different when you have your club Juventus, as well as there's some guys that you look at on the Italian national team that play for the clubs that you don't like. So it does it doesn't mean you always are in love with those guys as well.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I get that point, but
Mm.
I see many people saying that Barella's playing for them. I hate Barella, so I don't care. Like, that's not me.
Yeah.
But like, uh, like even if I watch an Italy game, is if it's not the Euros, uh, during the game I can do multiple times. Like I can look at my phone. Like when you were playing, I barely look at my phone unless it's a throw-in and I'll text you in a group chat. But before
Yeah.
we were in the group chat, I was not looking at my phone at all.
Yeah.
So that's different. Like the way I watch Italy or Juve is completely different. Like I'm more invested. Like Italy plays once or twice every 3 months. Like
Hmm.
Juve is basically every day because we make these videos every day. So
Well,
we're on it every day.
yeah, and it's I see. I've obviously me as a fan, I've had like my three main ones. Obviously, are like Juventus, and then also my local Louisville teams and all like that. But I understand as more and more, especially making these videos, as passionate as I've been about Juventus. Now it's even more so because it becomes a headache getting up and doing videos to talk about negative news and stuff all the time. So it's definitely become it affects you mentally and emotionally differently. I'd say doing the season that we've done here, doing the show, doing the lives has been a very different. Maybe even you feel the same way. Having to actually go on here and talk about it daily is a bit different than even just being a fan and watching it. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It
Hmm.
is. But just because you brought up that point from injuries and oh, it's like Ramsey. Like I don't know where Ramsey is. Euros international break. He's there. He's ready, and he will fire. He will score a goal or he will assist a goal. That's what
Yep.
he does. And once he returns, he will make the bench against Lazio. And before the Chelsea game, he's injured again. I can bet. I want to bet everything on it. It's gonna happen.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's why I was saying I'm scared for Chiellini and Bonucci because I'm scared they're gonna force themselves, not Mancini, themselves to play that game
Hmm.
um, when they shouldn't play that game. I get why they want to play that game, but like you have also responsibilities towards the club. If you're not 100% fit, you shouldn't play. And I find that very strange that they were not fit on Saturday and less than 48 hours. They have completely nothing, according to Mancini, like nothing. So
Well,
that doesn't sound great to
yeah,
me.
what I was gonna say is even me, as much as I care and love the Azudi, and I'll stop repeating myself and saying that. But what I'll say is even me with this, I look at it as like Chiellini and Benucci, you guys are getting paid by Juventus. Your livelihood is dependent on Juventus. To me, I feel like that should take. I don't know if that's me being selfish or what. I feel like maybe a lot of Juventus fans would agree with that, but maybe that should take precedence right now over the
I
Italian
agree.
national
I
team.
agree.
And I understand there is a big part of it, though, because while I've seen Italy win the World Cup, Chiellini and Bonucci have not won a World Cup themselves. So there's got to be the drive and the want to win that. If you just won the Euro, but to win the World Cup as well would be, life
Yeah, yeah.
changing. So,
I get that, but I mean, like, we only have De Ligt and Rugani. I'm not like,
yeah.
if something happens, we are in big trouble. Like, because we're gonna talk about the next upcoming fixtures. Like, nothing can go wrong injury wise. Like nothing, because the next 3 games, maybe not the Chelsea game, but the next 2 games in Serie A are massive. They will basically tell us, are we gonna make top 4 or not?
Yeah, and we're going to dive into that in just a second, guys. I know I see a couple questions there. We'll try to get to those as well and answer them. I don't know. I'll just time out real quick before we do it. Do you want to talk about the Fiorentina Chiesa stuff? Is that something you really want to go over, or is that something that you just want to kind
Oh,
of...
the video.
Yeah, the video. I don't know if that's
Bullshit.
something...
Like,
Yeah.
that's the club. Like, that's ever since Comiso came in, they became very, I don't know, like very unprofessional. Like, they weren't that before. Like, before Comiso came, they were not that. Like, they took shots at Juve, but it was taking shots at Agnelli because the previous owners, the Della Valle family, they didn't like Agnelli. Like, they hated each other. So I get that. But this, just low and sad. They deleted it.
Yeah.
They deleted the video, but like, it's childish.
Well, it's
That's
another
not
one-
how the club should be acting.
But like, if you're a business, and that's what they are.
Yeah.
As much as we say we love them and passion, FC, all that crap, it's a business first. How the hell does it get all the way to being published before somebody said, "Hey, this is a stupid bleeping idea"? Like, why would you do this? Like, I don't know if it's the whole staff is in that mindset. I usually try to take blame for stupid stuff that Americans do, and it can be so being American as well. I could say that it's that, but this is not something that happens regularly with American teams, like American professional sports. I don't see stuff like that happening. I'm pretty sure you probably get fined for stuff like that. So I don't know. It was just
It was unnecessary. Like, I've never seen a club being that salty. Like, we paid you, move on. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, we paid. Some will say we overpaid at the time. We paid you enough money. The player wanted to join us. It is what it is. Move on. Like, that's what I said. I've said it so many times. The moment Comiso came in and I heard his first interview, I was like, oh, he's in the wrong place. Like, someone needs to tell him he bought Fiorentina and not Man United. Like, he's in a different world. He thinks Fiorentina is a big club. They are not. Like, they're absolutely not a big club. They're a historic club in Syria, but they're not a big club. Like, they don't have the fan base. Like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like, they won. I think they won 1 league title ever, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, none of that
Maybe
really.
2, 3. They're not a big club, and the way Comiso speaks, that basically reflects how the club is acting now. Like, they have the wrong, how do you say it? The wrong image of Fiorentina, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't fully understand. It's one of those things. Like, even me as a fan, and there's some stuff going on right now. I'm not gonna talk about any specifics or people, whatever. But like, when it comes to some of the I don't want to say over dramatic, but some of the way people act as fans when it comes to like their clubs, and I understand, I love it, but like, there's also a point in my life where I'm 31 years old, I have a kid. At some point, grow up. I know it sounds ridiculous because I know we get passionate and we argue and we do stuff and we say and do stupid things when our emotions are involved. But at the same time, there's just so many things like that's a premeditated thing that just didn't make sense. There's other examples of this that happen. It's always, and maybe it's just I don't want to be. It's always, why always me guy, but not actually, that's not a good comparison because that's Balotelli. But what I mean is, it's always going to be directed at Juventus. How often do you see, even with the Super League stuff, they barely took shots at Inter or like Milan. It was all Juventus taking the brunt of it.
Now, even today in the newspapers, like, I don't know if you have seen the penalty Inter was awarded, the first one yesterday. Like the debate on Twitter between ex-refs was the same debate that was happening when we with the Roma game. The same thing happened. Debates. So many people saying that wasn't a ban. The same people that were saying that was not a ban. Uh, Today, newspapers empty. Like
Mm-hmm.
nothing compared to when we played Roma. And that's all
Mm-hmm.
you need to know. That's all you need to know. And again, I said so many times, people uh, give those type of newspapers, journalists, way too much attention. Like just
Yeah.
let it go. Let them talk to themselves. It's much easier. They will at some point they will get bored. But if
Yeah.
you click the article, share the article, interact with those people, they love it. Like it's clicks for them. It's what they want. It's that
Well,
simple.
and that's exactly what gets clicks from people. If you're gonna talk negative about Juve or whatever, and I don't like being this guy who's just constantly complaining and saying, "Oh, woe is me," because we're getting this. But it's true. It's a factual
Yeah.
statement. It's not. I'm not making this up. Um. Anyway, let's kind of get into it a little bit because we're talking about some of the news stories and stuff that came out today. What's up, Joey? See, I don't know why is your thing. Let's see. Yeah, it's showing up. Okay, there it is. What's up, everybody? Appreciate it. Some of the news stories that came out, you said, and we have some retread news stories. It seems when it comes to talking about bringing in some old guys. And then what's going on there? Can you give me fill me in a little bit? I think you talked about it in the news video today. The main story, I guess, was about Witzel being a target that
Yeah.
Allegri is interested in.
I mean, we knew that. Like we almost got him in 2017. Like he
Yeah.
was at the training centers. He had done his medical, even done his like how you say it, like his welcome interview with the club. Everything was set, and then
Mm-hmm.
the deal at the last second wasn't found. So we flew back to Zenit. He said, "I still want to join Juve," and then he signed for a Chinese club. He got bored in China. He went to Dortmund, picked up a big injury, came back in like 5 months or 4 months. It was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so Allegri likes him. Allegri wants him. Great. I said it. I don't know if I've said it to you and Julian. I've always said like if you have a coach and you want the coach to succeed, you should back him with the players he wants now. But at some point, the club should say like, no,
Mm-hmm.
like we will give you a player, but not Witzel. Like you can have a player that has the same characteristics of him, like him, but he needs to be not even cheaper, but younger. Like he needs to have a sell on value. Should he want to go? Again, like Italian players are not leaving, but let's say you get Tchouaméni, he plays great. Like Tchouaméni in 4 years wants to leave for Real Madrid. Like that's the reality. But you can sell him. Like you pay 40
Yeah.
mil for him, you can sell him for 80 mil. You make a profit. With
Yeah.
Witzel, it's a quick fix. If it's gonna fix anything in the first place, I like Witzel by the way, but it's not gonna basically make you a solid top four contender, if you know what I mean. Like it's not gonna
Yeah.
change life uh like insane. And what Hanin is saying is right. Like a coach is not a scout. Like a coach should be saying, let's say I want a striker. I like Vlahovic, but if you bring me a player that has the same characteristics, the same
Characteristics. There
characteristics
you go.
as Vlahovic, I
uh,
can work with that. Like if you can get me a cheaper Vlahovic and we can still invest, like that's what the club should be doing.
yeah.
But I think for once, I think the club will concede in January because Witzel, he's not on a free in the summer. He's free, so you need to pay Dortmund like 4 or 5 million euros.
Mm-hmm.
It's cheap, and we don't have a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So if Ramsey leaves, I see the club pulling the trigger for Witzel. But
So that
I'm not a fan of the move if they do it.
yeah, that's the question. That's where I was going to lead you to, and I'm glad you got to it. I was going to ask. So you think this is a deal that more than likely will get done in January? If it does, then
Oh yeah. No, if it's happening, it's in January. Like it doesn't make sense to do that in in um, in the summer.
mm-hmm.
Like in the summer, you should have more options, depending if you make top four, of course. But if it's happening, it's in January. Also, Mo, thanks for the super
Yeah, thank
sticker.
you.
Thanks for supporting the channel. That's great.
And unfortunately, yeah, we really do appreciate it. I do want to. I'll take this moment real quick just to go ahead and say that thank you very much for the support, Mo. I appreciate it. I wish that the super sticker showed up in the actual video, but I love the description of pair character stretching his arm, raising a thumb up.
Yeah, it's because we are using a different streaming
Yes.
platform, but we're working on
Yes.
it. Like,
But
starting from January, it should be showing.
yeah, that's awesome, though. Thank you so much, Mo. We appreciate it. Also, just want to say real quick overall, thank you to all of our members. Really, this stream is brought to you by our members. Guys like Joe, Haneen, I want to say, sorry, my man, Sonny. I say Sonny. I don't know why I keep trying to go for your last name. And Mo as well, who's a member. And I know Zenith. All you guys, I appreciate it. If you haven't, guys, consider joining the member squad. I'm really excited about what that's going to bring in. There's a link in the description down below. All that good stuff. But yeah, anyway, that okay, and that's kind of where we're going with this right now. Italian Eagle comes back and brings with that question, which is thoughts on Juve getting a new midfielder in January. That's kind of, I mean, I guess the options. I don't like. It's not a super positive conversation when we bring this up, but
like the only option for me is Witsel. Like I've said it so many times for like Monaco are not going to sell Chouameni when they are fighting the top four. When they are in top four race.
Yeah.
Genoa are not going to say, yeah, take Rovella back when they're fighting relegation. Name the other player. Gravenberg. Ajax is not going to say we're in a title race. Why should we let Gravenberg leave now? Like, it doesn't make sense for those teams. Like, yeah, it makes sense for us. But what about the other teams? Like, it's like, let's say, Liverpool coming in for Chiesa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't make sense for us to sell Chiesa. Not in the future, but like especially not mid-season. It doesn't make sense. So that's why I'm saying, because people have high hopes for the January transfer window. It's gonna be selling a player or releasing Ramsey. That's gonna be the big news, and maybe Witsel. Like that's the news that's going to happen in January, in my opinion. Because I saw reports today saying we could let Sule go on loan to Genoa to free up Rovella. Please don't do that. Like, don't ruin the kid by sending him to Genoa. Like, don't do that. Like, keep him at the under 23s, and in the summer you make a decision. Like, pick him up in the first team and give him some minutes, or give him a healthy environment, like a Sassuolo if they want him. Like, not Genoa. Like, don't do that.
Well, so in essence, with the idea of sending Sule to Genoa, would that be kind of Juventus's agreement with Genoa to get Rovella early? Is that kind of what they would
that's what they
negotiate with them?
But like, you're like, in my opinion, that's not helping Sule. Like, he needs to come in mid-season in a team that's fighting relegation. Like, we just sacked their coach. They got Shevchenko now, which I like as a coach. So maybe people say, he was a striker, Sule is an attacker player, like blah blah blah. Like, but I don't think that's healthy for a very young kid just to drop him in like mid-season in a team like Genoa. I don't see the benefits of that for him. Like, for us, there are no benefits because he's playing elsewhere. But for him, like the thought of it is a bit scary in my opinion. Like, if it was Sassuolo, I would say yeah, do it. Or Atalanta, I would say do it.
Yeah, it's just, okay, so what do you think about the idea? Am I still? Do you feel like I'm still correct in my assumption that Rovella is still going to be a summer one? It's not going to be a January return, because I still don't think it'd be doing him a disservice at this point, unless we know Allegri's really going to put him in and play him a lot, which I don't see that ever happening.
No, that's also one thing. Like, you know how Allegri is as a coach. Like, if a player comes in, like the only time I've seen him use a player, it was Matuidi. Like, he did his medical the day before, and he brought him in at halftime, opening game against Cagliari 3 seasons ago. The last season before, was it before he got sacked? No, or the season before that. Like, that was the only time I've seen Allegri use a player he got immediately. I was shocked, but then again, Matuidi was like his son.
Yeah. No, that's true. That is true. real quick, let me see. I just want to say one thing I noticed, guys. We got 15 likes in here, and there's over 30 something people in here. Let's get those likes up. Otherwise, the stream will be over in about 2 minutes. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, all that. Make sure I remind you guys with that. We did hit a decent-ish milestone today. I hit 1,700 subscribers, so I appreciate each of you for joining the community that we have here. Unholy Fun says, when we enter the Twitch, and I'm not sure what that means.
That's coming.
Is
it's
that
coming because Julian wants to play FIFA. We're gonna play Football Manager, but that's for January because we have many things planned. And I need to buy a new computer first before setting up something that's gonna crash in a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we're still very much in a developmental process, constantly growing. Thanks especially to you and all the different graphics and stuff that you're constantly working on. Really, a lot of exciting new stuff to bring to you guys. But it's really cool to see the growth that we've really sustained in such a short time that we've been doing this live, or doing not just live, but this channel period. Let's see. There's one question I meant to come back earlier before we really got off it, but I think somebody brought it up. They were asking about the Roma player.
Villar, yeah.
Yeah, that we're
like Mourinho doesn't like him, so Mourinho wants him. Like, very strange because in the summer he wanted to leave, but Mourinho said no or something like that. But he's not playing. He wants to leave. Like, I like him, but he's not gonna change things massively for us. Like, it's not. So for me it's a no. Like, we need quality. And on a different not different subject, but because people ask me a lot, like everybody, would you still sell McKennie? Now, I know he's one of the best performing midfielders the last 3 games. Like, it's been 3 games, so that's one.
I think it's 4. Is it 4 or is it still 3?
I think it's 3. It's Sassuolo, Verona, and Fiorentina. Oh, and the Zenit game, but like
everybody played decently against Zenit.
Yeah. Okay, so 4 games, but I'm not downplaying him. That's not what I mean. But we need to ship all of our midfielders. Like, if you want to compete again, let's be real. And if an offer comes in for the first player, take it. Like, you don't need to wait. You're not like, if you're gonna sit there and say, oh, but we want to offer for Betancourt or Rabiot. So as long as we're not getting an offer for one of them, we're keeping everybody. Like, that doesn't make sense. We're not in that position to basically make that statement. Like, if an offer comes in for any of these players and it's decent, take it, sell, because you can get a better player than McKennie, than Rabiot, but you need to replace all 3 of them. Just start with one. If an offer comes in for any of them, you need to take it. That's my opinion.
I completely agree with you. I think this is one of those situations I know a lot of people have dropped it either in the chat, in comments, or whatever have you. After we do player ratings and all that, because we've spoke highly of McKennie and he has deserved all the praise that he's gotten the last few games.
Yeah.
But it's still, the way I look at it, and unfortunately for McKennie and his status at Juventus, is what I really look at what he's doing right now is really just increasing the value for potential suitors, unless he really sustains us throughout the end of the season. If that curve keeps going up and down, then again, I still think the sell happens. Do you think? Okay, actually, just to clarify, mid thought of mine, do you think that we're still looking at trying to move him in January, or do you think this is an end of the year one? I mean, I guess they'll try to move.
It depends on the offer, but again, I've always said that, like, I don't see any team making an offer right now, because the teams that were interesting was Aston Villa. They just sacked their manager, so everything's up in the air with them. And it was Burnley, and they're battling relegation. So at the moment, that's why I'm saying don't get your hopes up for the January, because I don't see many things change. Like, you can see Ramsey leaving, terminating his contract, Pellegrini maybe leaving, and that's about it.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Yeah, I know some people. I know there's one comment in here, since you bring him up, that somebody was asking why we're always so down on Pellegrini. But it's like, I mean, he was bad. He wasn't good last match. He wasn't. The entire left side was bad.
I get why people are hoping at this point, like, because Sandro isn't good enough. Like, we all agree on that. But Pellegrini is not better. Like, he isn't.
Yeah.
Like he isn't like he has a decent crossman on him, but that's it. Like the like he came on, I think he made like 5 or 6 fouls, like stupid fouls. Like why are you doing that on that position? Like don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just not his head is not in the game, and it's not based on a few minutes. It's based what he's shown at Cagliari, at Genoa, like everywhere. Like at Cagliari, he played like 3 4 months. Great, not great. Sorry, good,
Yeah.
not great, just good, and that's it. But we don't need good. We need consistently great. And I
Yeah.
agree, Sandro's not great, and we need to replace him. But he's on
Mm-hmm.
big money, and we're stuck with it at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you keep looking at these different options out there, and again, like we talk about the midfield, Witzel. I think that'd be a good, not great option. I think it's the same thing. Why do
Again,
you
like
need to too
because
many?
the Nin comment you have on
Yeah.
the screen,
Mm-hmm.
Zakaria, I like him. On a free, I would take him. But you need to get rid of all the rest. And again, he cannot be a starter. He should be a sub, and he will be a great sub. Because I like him. He will play on Friday against Italy.
Yep.
Um, I like him. I think Julian likes him also. Again, he's not a starter. Not now. I think he can get there if he wants. But as a bench player, he's better than having Betancourt and Rabiot or Ramsey on the bench. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Um, Zenit is saying, let's see, talking about Chouameni, saying I don't see Monaco getting top four. I watched them twice versus PSV, and we're really bad. Miracle they didn't lose those games. And also said, might bring Chouameni's price down if they don't get UCL money. I
Yeah,
imagine, I
maybe.
mean, yeah, I guess it could, but I still think Chouameni's still I mean, if you're going to sell him regardless, even if they go UCL, I'd imagine that I don't see that being that drastic of a drop. Does that make sense? When I feel like he's a pretty.
Sorry, what do you say? Because I was looking at the chat. I thought something happened.
No, I was saying I feel like overall that wouldn't drastically drop the price for Chumani, mainly because I mean maybe I do a little bit, but I feel like also like there's a lot of competition. It seems that's interested in it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
So
why. And also they have
yeah,
like a stinking rich owner. Like
yeah.
they're very rich as a club. But yeah, like Chelsea want them, Man U, Madrid are looking at it. I saw even a report saying Bayern, so the price will just be the same. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Zenith also says, for the record, I would cook Julian in FIFA. Also, I saw your comment about the dents in my head earlier, Zenith. Yeah, that's all. I'm not even gonna
That's
talk
fine.
too much on it, but thanks. Um. Anyway, let's see. Any comments real quick before, because I know I am one that's bad at with comments. Sometimes I let it go, and then I'm like 40 back. Um. So, okay. What about how do we look? So we were talking about a little bit before we started the show. You mentioned a story when it comes to Vlahovic right now, and what does that appear to be the latest update that we have for him? Isn't that what you said? Or am
Oh
I
yeah,
wrong?
yeah, it's not an update. Like he's waiting until January, until summer, which
Mm,
is it makes total sense for him. Like, why should he move in January? Like he is in total control.
yeah.
Uh, Fiorentina messed up in the summer. Atletico wanted to pay 80 mil him.
Mm-hmm.
Fiorentina said no, and he said, "Done. I'm not talking to you about a new deal." So he's in control. Fiorentina might push for January for obvious reasons, but if he says no, what are you gonna do? Bench your best player? That's not
Yeah.
gonna happen. Like the coach is not gonna do that. It doesn't make sense. It's shooting yourself in the foot. You created that situation, and now you got to deal with it. So he is just waiting until the summer because I said it in my daily news video.
Mm-hmm.
Like he, Haaland, Kane, Lewandowski, Mbappe, uh, they're all on the move, or they can all be on the move.
Yeah.
So why should he be on the move now? Like he can get better deals, better
Mm-hmm.
offers, more money in the summer.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna happen in January. Not for us and not for another club, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's what. Should I feel? I guess him waiting till the summer. Should I feel better or worse about our chances? I feel like
For
it's
us?
worse. Yeah, but
For us, it's better.
yeah. Well, okay.
I think it's
Sure.
better because
Yeah.
if he's waiting, also it means he's like again. Basically, all the reports are saying he wants to stay in Italy. Like, and we are the only option in Italy.
Yeah.
That's it. So I'm not saying we are gonna get him,
Are
but
the
him waiting until the summer is positive because we don't have the money in January now. That's it. Period. So if he waits, we have a bigger chance.
So the Inter interest, rumors that have been going on for a while.
What?
Are those is that trash that I've heard before? It's been a
They
while
just
since
gave
it's really.
no. They just gave Lautaro a new deal. They have Zeko for 1 more year.
Mm,
They're not gonna do that. Like if he comes at us with us,
yeah,
he's gonna start. Like period.
yeah.
He's gonna be the number 9. He will get
Okay.
that shirt. He will be the number 9.
I'm
That's
just trying
simple.
to.
At Inter, he needs to battle Lautaro. Zeko, it doesn't make sense for him.
I'm trying to pick
So
at reasons for me to be negative on this because I don't want to
I
get my
know.
hopes up. I'm not doing this
Or
come
you
June
can
or
do
July.
like Julian and just think Haaland is coming and be totally
live,
deluded.
live in live in a fantasy world over there.
Yeah.
Ciao, Ava Mia. Appreciate you for joining the channel. Let's see. Edgar. Okay, this is one that I want to talk about. Edgar said he's been bringing this up. I've seen him in the comments. What's up, Edgar? Saying about we need Icardi, cheap guaranteed
Okay.
goal scorer in Serie A in Europe. Yeah, for 4 years.
Get that off this.
Take it off the screen. All right, all right. I just want to say because I've seen it, and I've seen you, Edgar. I've seen your comments where every time Vlahovic, like after the last game, I think it was Edgar, he was saying this should put like the nail in the coffin that Vlahovic isn't good enough for Juve. We need to go after Icardi, and I just think I don't. I'm not going to say anything derogatory, but I'm just going to say I don't agree with that statement at all. Also, there's been enough nonsense going on the last few months that I'm good. Spare me that, personally.
No, also because that's what you brought up a good point. Because after the game, after the Fiorentina game, I mean, I could basically collect thousands of tweets saying, Vlahovic is not good enough. You see, he did nothing. But like, are we going to dismiss that he played against the league, or are we going to downplay the league now? Because if you're saying Vlahovic did nothing, he's shit, like stuff like that, he played against the league. The only way to make that make sense is saying the league is not great, and then you can downplay Vlahovic basically doing nothing. But the league, talent-wise, is better than Vlahovic. Like it's not even close. So it's no shame Vlahovic struggling against the league. Like many better players have struggled against the league. And that's why I get mad because people say, "Oh, but he played like 7 games a season. It's okay, Chiellini plays." Bullshit. Like he's the best player. He's the best defender at the club. He needs to play. If you want to rest someone else, great. He needs to play. If you rest him against Sassuolo once, great. But he needs to be the first name on that team sheet
Oh yeah,
every week.
yeah. Just put it in a permanent marker. Just sharpie it in. I think every match, as long as he's healthy and as long as he doesn't need to rest, it should be. At first, I entertained the idea of just working in rotations. Chiellini, Delict, and then Chiellini, Bonucci, then Bonucci, Delict, and so on and
Yeah,
so on. But I think honestly now what it really should be, like you're saying, is Delict should be sharpied in unless he personally wants to rest or whatever have you. Another issue
yeah,
comes up. But otherwise, it should be Chiellini and Bonucci, the two guys who are the older guys, the two guys who get injured more often, alternating resting. And to me, that just seems, it just makes too much sense to me.
yeah. He's just too good. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like he showed that. Like the way he defended the way he defended on Vlahovic was like it gave me Chiellini flashbacks. Like so physical against him. Like he loved it. Like I think he learned that a bit when he joined us because at Ajax he wasn't really that type of player, but he learned basically to love playing man to man. Like he loves to go at it. Like basically um, just sticking toward against a player. That's Chiellini. So that's very positive. Also, he can play out from the back. Very good. Like compared to Chiellini, it's like it's messy
Yeah.
playing out from the back. So I think people should give him more credit because he played midfielder until he was 15. Like, and he broke into the first team when he was 16. So he can play.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Okay, and then Edgar, I think in response to what we're saying is, I agree one game is not enough to ride a Vlahovic. He has some talent but needs time to be Juve ready. I mean, Do you see what we have to work with right now? Like, I think at the number 9,
He is ready.
yeah,
Like he's ready.
he's more than Juve ready. It's just we are lucky that we have the benefit of playing with, and I use this term, a brick bleep house. When it comes to De Ligt, like he literally, there's nobody else that I would rather have in the defense, and I love to watch that battle between him and Vlahovic throughout that match, and he shut him down. Let's see. Mo, I don't know if I agree that Allegri hates any player under 25 years old. I think it's easier.
Oh, that's fun.
I think it's a little bit more like it's easier for him to see the established players, and he knows what he's getting with those guys.
That might be Anin's burner account. No.
If Anin, that would actually be really funny if Anin did that. Let's see. French girls saying about the comments De Ligt made about Allegri. Do you think De Ligt is looking for a transfer?
Oh no. Yeah, I saw you asking that under the video I made. I don't think he's asking for a transfer. Like at some point, I think he will leave. But he's not asking for a transfer. It was just very interesting what he said. Like basically said we defend a lot. That means going forward we struggle a bit, which is basically hitting the nail on the head. It was interesting that he basically came out with that publicly, like just said it. But I like that he said that, that he didn't give the generic crap basically.
Yeah, no, I did too. I think that's interesting. Of course, you always have to watch for how why am I blanking? Raiola moves, but yeah, I mean that happens anytime you have top tier talent. There's a chance.
Yeah, but also when they signed, they put in a release clause, so that should be the indication that they are looking for a move at some point. Like otherwise, you don't put in a release clause.
Yeah, you're basically saying we're just going to do this. Why can I not permanently? Temporarily. Jeez, can't even speak my own language.
It can change. It can change. Like he can say to Raiola, "Nah, I'm not leaving. I like it here. Like this is where I want to be for I don't know how many times." And then it's Raiola basically asking for money for a new deal. That can happen, but I'm not putting my house on it. I don't even own a house.
Well, okay, then I'm not putting my house on it. We'll say that. Basically, Jeff said that basically players like your favorite guy Petagna, who you wanted and you really vouched for this summer, are like. Remember, yeah, you were pushing for Petagna.
Yeah,
that was your man.
Baller.
And then I did want to get to this one, and Bone, don't do this to me. We don't need to do this. We don't need to entertain this. He was fine for one game. I didn't have to cry. But he said, how'd it be if Rugani turns it around at Juve? It's not happening.
Put on him a shirt. You have a shirt, just put it on.
Oh, I didn't buy his damn shirt. He's the only one. He's not the only Italian I haven't bought his shirt. But no, I did not. I will never buy his shirt. Unless we make a deal, we could gamble. I'm surprised we haven't done because we talked about the idea. We need to get that out there. I know at least Julian and myself were talking about doing a little bit of some like gambling, some waging. We could throw in some fun stuff like that where I'd have to be forced to spend an ungodly amount of money, for being honest, to buy a Rugani shirt. But it could happen. I'll put it, I'll frame it and put it right below because there we go. There's a spot right there below Buffon. I'll put it right there. But it's mainly because my big ass head blocks it the entire time, so I didn't put anything there. Dan, you do this every single time. Dan, just let the dream die. Just let it die. Pogba's not. Yes, it's Pogba. Okay, Pogba. Pogba's coming back in the summer.
Only Julian's cousin is missing now.
Right? Yeah. I miss Luca.
Giacomo.
Yes.
Wasn't it Giacomo?
It's Luca Giacometti or whatever. I think that was his last name. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. It seems like a lot of people are interested in doing this FIFA tournament. Joseph said the winner of the FIFA tournament wins the Rugani shirt. No, I think honestly the Rugani shirt needs to be something like, I don't know if you all ever played, like if you have American football, there's the American fantasy football with the NFL, where like the player that comes in last place or the worst whatever thing gets the whatever thing they have to wear around, and that's what it would be for me, is if we did something like that. The loser of the FIFA tournament, or the last place person, would get the Rugani shirt, and that's what they would have to wear throughout the season or something like that. Even though maybe it's not the best for me to talk about. Juventus fans all that negatively, or Juventus players all that negatively. Um, let's see. I'm going through some of these comments. Sorry, I'm just reading through them. If you have anything that you really want to jump on or talk about a topic, feel free to take over anytime. Edgar says probability that Delict is leaving is high. A top defender is getting benched in big games. Only way we keep him is convincing January and July transfer window. Is it convincing?
Convincing him by bringing in players, I think he means.
I feel like isn't the first step just playing him every game? Like, wouldn't that just
the
be
first
a better
step is
first
making
yeah.
into the top 4, like saying like, and then it's building. Like he's young, like he can break into any team in the world, in Europe, like, so he has options enough. PSG backline is awful. It's shit. Like, let's be real. Like, they've Kimpembe. I don't rate him. Like, he's very clumsy. Ramos didn't play a single minute ever since he joined. Marquinhos on his own. Yeah. So it won't surprise me if they offer him money. And, like, are you going to say no playing with Neymar, Messi, with all the money they have and they can spend?
Right.
Again, I'm not saying he's going to PSG, but, like, if you're telling the Lake we are competing for top 4 next season, we might or not might not make it, or PSG comes in and you will compete for Champions League or City. I'm just saying, not City, Chelsea, because they need a defender. So it's up to us, basically.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Hopefully, like I said, it would be pretty devastating to lose the Ligt, especially given where do we look at? We got Rugani, and then you bring back Dragusin. There's your.
Oh my God.
There's your defense. Unholy fun. Don't do this to me. This will be your answer. What if we go crazy and buy Skamaka as the main striker? Should we invade Cotton?
Oh, you said it. You went crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You said it. No, why? And I know why the club will do it. Young Italian. So many people see something in Skamaka, and I can be completely wrong. And I'll hold up my hand if I'm wrong. But so far, nothing about Skamaka is screaming he's gonna be amazing.
Thing that I've grown. I don't want to say I've come off him because I was ever on him, and that's a weird way to say that. But I would say overall, it's I was more open to the idea of bringing in Skamaka like last January. Like, if you can get him for like cheaper, like what was the number out there was like less than 20 mil or something like that then. And the only reason I was open to it is because it was a 4-striker option. Now people, when they try to sell it, are talking about him as like a lead number 9 or something like that. And that's not, to me, that's not what he is.
No, he can, like, keep Morata. If you want to, like, don't spend the money on Skamaka, just keep Morata at that point. Like, it's not that, like, we need a, again, and people say Vlahovic is still not top, but he can be. Like, he has all the qualities, attributes to become that player. I've not seen that from Skamaka.
But I mean, also, like, if you look, I don't know how you're saying that he's not a top level player. Like, you look at his stats, all of his stats, like when it comes to goal scorer, whatever have you this season, are like right up there with the brand names, you know?
But people say like it's just Serie A, Coppa Italia. I'm like, he's playing for Fiorentina. What should he do? Like, he has no option. They don't play Europe. So, I mean,
I feel like Chiesa should be as good of a. Well, I was gonna say, as good of an argument should be Chiesa, who literally look what he was doing with Fiorentina when he was there with less, and then look what he came in to Juventus and did, last year.
And look now, shit.
I didn't want to bring that up. I didn't want to say.
It needs to be said.
You did say it. Okay, I do want to be clear, everybody, for any of the dislikes. Actually, we got 30-some people in here. We still don't have 30 likes. If we get those 30 likes, let's go ahead and do that now. We just need 3 more. But before you throw those dislikes for him calling he has the shit.
No, I'm not saying he's shit. I mean, this season, again, it's not on him. I said it many times. But this season compared to last season, But even last season, like, he took off starting from January. He really took off. But again,
and
it's not all on his fault. Like, it's not his fault solely.
Of course, I can't really speak about the games while I was gone, but just of recently he was used a little bit more in the position he's comfortable in as a winger
Yeah, he
instead
got
of as
more
a
free.
striker. So we'll see. Hopefully that continues to help him in his development and getting back to that, or at least being what he was last year. Hopefully more. But yeah, I quietly to myself, I had been like, where's the kids of last year? Like, where's even a flash of that? If that makes
Also, don't
sense.
forget, Chiesa was playing when Dybala was not there last season. Like, he was injured most of the time.
Hmm.
So it was just Chiesa and Ronaldo. But
Yeah.
it was mainly Chiesa where you look for something like a spark.
Hmm.
But now you have also Dybala, so it's a bit different. Uh, they need to find a balance. But like,
Well, now you're gonna have people saying that the only reason he was really able to get those goals and to get open
Pirlo.
and whatever is because of
Oh, it's
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Because
No, that's not
Ronaldo
why.
was, yeah,
That's not why.
yeah.
Okay, oh, because Bond has put in the question twice. I saw
Uh-huh.
it last time, but I forgot. How do you rate Pobega? Got Italy call up. I like Pobega. He's
Hmm.
done better than I initially thought. He deserved that call up. That's all I'm saying.
Hmm. Um,
Keen, no idea where he is. Like no idea. He
yeah, we
picked
don't have
up
any kind of
he
update
picked
on
up
that
a
injury.
minor injury and he's been out for more than a month now. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's more than a month. He should be back for the Lazio game. Again, he's not playing, so like whatever. At this point, like it's getting basically boring at this point with small injuries and then being out for one
Hmm.
month and a half. So no idea. Like the club doesn't even leak stuff like or inform you saying he's doing better. So you like nobody has an idea what he is going through.
Yeah, I mean, crap. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Thanks, guys, for getting us up to the 30. But yeah, it is a little bit suspicious, or I wonder. And I also kind of feel like there's not a lot of I don't want to. I'm not coming at reporting or anything like that, but it's a little bit weird. Just some of the transparency of when it comes to these players and injuries they sustain. And I understand they do it here as well. I know here in America, when it comes to American football or basketball, sometimes what coaches will tell you is that a player's dead or alive, and that's about as much as you know. As long as they're still breathing, that's what you will get until they're fully healed. But it's a bit frustrating when you bring in a guy like Keane who hasn't had the greatest start to his season, but you know he put in effort. I'll just say I'll throw the effort
Yeah,
line.
Passion FC
Yes.
gonna win it all.
Sonny was kind of asking or bringing up the topics lately of I guess have there been more rumors out there that Kulu will be sacrificed again in January or like being sold? 'Cause
Like all the rumors are from Calcio Mercato. Like
no.
yeah, we use them,
Hmm.
but like if I'm gonna use all the news from Calcio Mercato, I can do a 1 hour show every day. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Again, if he's gonna move, it's not gonna be nobody's gonna pay that money in January. It'll be a loan with an option, stuff like that. And then at that point, you just keep him until summer.
Hmm. Yeah. Homo Juve talking about Delict is saying, and this is the reason I bring this up is for this conversation in the end. He was saying first step top four, second step give him 15 mil a year, and then third give him the captain armband. I want to talk about that for a second because that's something that was kind of an idea that people floated about the last year or so. Do you believe he's a great player, but do you see Delict really being a captain
I
like
do.
yet?
I do.
Okay,
Like he was a captain of the Ajax side when he was 17.
right.
Like he captained Ajax to the Europa League final. Like he can lead. Like there's no doubt about that. That he can lead. You can see that on his face. Like, and I'm gonna say something now, and people say what? Like
Hmm.
he can speak Italian so good.
Yeah.
Like the way he adapted to basically the place he's in shows that he cares. Like he wants to learn. Like because again, on the training field, it's in Italian. Like Allegri's not
Hmm.
speaking English, so Khedira couldn't speak a word Italian, like nothing.
Yeah.
Mandzukic, everybody likes like he couldn't speak, and I know it has nothing to do with football, but
Hmm.
for a player at that age, just to speak Italian that good, like he does his interview in Italian stuff like that, that shows to me he really cares. Like he wants to be part of it. Like and he can lead. Like he led an Ajax team when he was 17. That's insane.
Yeah, and no, I will say that doesn't mean nothing at all because I mean I know it's just me having family that's Italian. I've tried it, and it's not easy to learn another language, especially even at his age. Like you kind of do it younger. I mean, you speak like seven damn languages, but me personally, I speak like one and a half, and I'm still trying to learn Italian, and it's not easy. On top of playing a physical professional career, you have guys not to take a shot at him, but like McKinney, who as soon as somebody speaks Italian at him, he looks terrified. So I mean, it
Yeah,
does mean a lot. It shows the commitment to your job that he's working that hard to learn the language, so that way he can best communicate with those around him. So okay, so that's changed my opinion a bit on him. I guess my only thing, it's just all a lot of what I judge things from, and obviously I see him talking, or and okay, there's a language barrier, so I see him talking. I don't hear him talking, but I read the manuscript or whatever have you that gets passed
yeah,
along. But so it's a little bit different. So it's you get some of those emotions out there, but I just haven't seen a ton of that, like the leadership qualities that maybe I see. Maybe it's just he's more of a quiet leader, but also
yeah,
maybe he's taking a little bit of a backseat because he came in here and you got Chiellini and Bonucci ahead of him in his position too. You know.
yeah. Yeah, I get that. Like, yeah, for me, he can be the leader. Like, if it is he gonna be the captain? No, because that's
Mm,
not how Allegri operates. So I think we should just forget about it. Like,
yeah.
it's a conversation for nothing, in my opinion. It's not
Oh
gonna
yeah.
happen.
Yeah, as long as it was just something I wanted to talk about when it came to that. But
Yeah,
yeah, as
yeah.
long as Allegri's here, yeah, it's a moot point. Um, Jeff Costello says we should put Rugani as a bonus for whoever buys Bentancur. I don't think making them spend more money for nothing is really a bonus for anybody, but sure. Um, let's see. Da, 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 da. Okay, let me get through a couple of these because I do it when I neglect it. A lot of people just saying Delict's happy. Why would he leave Juve? Delict's not leaving Juve. We'll see.
Winning. Like, he's very young. Like, why should he spend his career in a club that's struggling to make top four? Like,
Hmm.
just take off, basically, I would say, like, your black and white glasses and look at the way the lake should be looking. Like, I don't blame the lake. Like, if I were the lake, like, I'm not Italian. I'm not a supporter of Juve. Like, why should
Hmm.
I stay here, give my best years at the club when we are not competing?
Hmm.
When I can go to a team that can spend money, that can compete year in, year out.
Well, and
So
it's just
we should be realistic at this also. Like,
yeah, and it's hard for us as fans to look at it sometimes. And like you said, take off your black and white glasses when you look at this, because as fans, yeah, I grew up on it. I was passionate about it, the Azzurri, and what it means to me, and then thus going to Juventus and what that means to me. These guys don't look at it. They look at it like how you and everybody else looks at going to their freaking day job.
yeah,
Like what can this
it
job
is.
do for
Yeah.
me? What's the better situation for my family, for me? How can I better succeed at my job? So
Yeah, if you like, it's like if you're working at McDonald's and Burger King wants you and they offer you double the wage, you're not gonna say, "I'm staying at McDonald's." It's the same thing.
yeah,
Like, it's an awful job.
yeah, yeah. You tell
Again,
me.
if
So
people
you
in the
tell me.
chat are working at the McDonald's, like, but like,
Hey,
you can
everybody
do the
had
same
that.
job for the more money, you'll take it. Like, it's not
Yeah.
unless you're the owner of McDonald's, you're not gonna do that. Like, if you know what I mean, like, or the manager or something. I don't
We
know.
had a lot of young people in here, so you could have your high school job, your whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
I
but
worked at a movie theater. Actually, I have a real quick story. One of my friends worked at McDonald's when we were in high school, and he was literally signing up. I think he had to like call in for work because he had to go schedule like for college courses or whatever, or to do his college whatever enrollment stuff. And their manager called him and says, "I understand you have college, but this is your career." Talking about
it's not.
McDonald's, yes, and I think he quit that day. But yeah, so no, again, no offense if anybody works at McDonald's.
Julian made me say it. So if you get angry, just message Julian.
Yeah, it's at Janoti151 on Twitter. Make sure you send all complaints there. Edgar is saying about, we were talking about Chiesa, is not a very technical player, hence he uses a lot of energy and speed. If he is tired, his output reduces drastically because energy is his game. He is slowly learning to conserve his energy in game, or his game energy.
Yeah, yeah, but that's what Allegri said, and everybody jumped on it. I think Mancini said the same thing like 3 days after.
Uh-huh.
Um, but um, But that's Chiesa. Like I don't think you're gonna get that out of him at
Hmm.
all. And you shouldn't get that out of him at all. Like don't kill a player,
Yeah.
just
No,
guide him.
absolutely. I'm trying to see which one to really go after first. Okay, Haneen was saying about Rabio. Okay, Rabio speaks French in interviews. Yeah, see, that shows like there are a lot of players. Like I'm sure
Um,
McKinney speaks English half the time, most of the time. I would imagine.
all of that.
Yeah, all the time. I mean, I know because I went to Italy and it was almost. Besides some areas, it's really weird for people not to speak English. Most people in a lot of areas speak it, so you don't really have to if you really want. Haneen was saying Danilo is also captain material, also learning Italian pretty quick. I don't know. I mean, are we? I'm not saying
Um,
anything negatively about
he
Danilo,
got
but
he got the armband
I know I saw.
Saturday, and um, I think he is a leader. I think he is because Chiellini said he is. Uh, so I don't think we should be doubting that. But like, I like Danilo. Again, I see so many. Every time City is playing,
Hmm.
it's Cancelo on the timeline.
Hmm.
Like, it happened. We need to move on. Like,
Yeah.
you don't need to shit on Danilo because you like Cancelo more. I get why you like Cancelo more. I like Cancelo more. But like me going after Danilo because I like another player more, it doesn't make sense. Like,
You
it's
talking about
wasted
Twitter,
energy in my
right? You're not.
opinion. Yeah, just
Okay,
social media in general. Like,
I don't
every time
even.
City is playing, it's
Yeah.
Cancelo. Every time Juve is playing, it's
Yeah.
Cancelo. I'm like, man, it's been 3 years now. Move on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I say I'm not a Cancelo guy. Just to clarify, I'm not crapping on Danilo because that, but I'm just saying I was kind of surprised because he's been here for a heartbeat kind of thing, and I understand. I mean, I get it, and I guess I just there's certain ones I need to pay more attention to see when it comes to their leadership stuff if I'm really going to judge them strongly in that. Joe says his first job was McDonald's. He hated it. Smelled like fries all the time. You can smell like worse. There's plenty of jobs that you can definitely smell like worse. So McDonald's is not that bad. Though I think now that like stuff and like people are putting out these videos of how stuff is made, it like makes you never want to eat at those places when you see how gross. Like it's just like this gross whatever regurgitated crap that's thrown in like a box, and somehow it comes out looking not that edible either. Um,
I like Johnny's comment.
let me throw it out there. Okay, everybody keeps saying Kulu is not ready for Juve. What is Juve ready? We're not brimming with superstars.
I know what he's saying. Like, I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
Uh, but like, Kulusevski needs to develop, of course. But every time he plays, he does the same. Like, he makes the same mistakes. And I've said it in the stream. He needs to get a decent run of games and not 50 minutes like starting games. And then you like he's not like he's still very young. He's still very young. He has at Parma. He had a different coach. He came. He had Pirlo, and now he has Allegri. So 3 different coaches in his first 3 seasons in Syria. Just excuse me, just in first team's football. Like
Yeah.
because he came from the Primavera. So he went to Parma, Juve, Pirlo, now Allegri, and he's struggling. Juve ready? I agree with him. What is Juve ready? Because at the moment, that's why I said so many times, like people say, bring Sule in. It's not gonna help Sule because his team is struggling. Like he's not, like if you're bringing him in a struggling team, and we're not struggling in one position, like we're struggling all over the pitch. So it's not gonna help him. Like I want to see Sule shine. I really do. Like it will be amazing. We don't need to spend I don't know how many millions. Like we got him on a cheap. But bringing them in this type of environment where we're struggling, I don't think it's gonna help them. Like I'm very scared that you're gonna play them and then you're gonna say, oh, he's awful. But you're gonna say he's awful because the team is awful. Like he shouldn't be carrying the team. Like he should be carried by the team until he's ready, if that makes sense. But again, Kulusevski has not shown enough ever since he joined. I'm not gonna debate that. Like that's a fact.
Yeah.
But saying that, he scored like 7 goals last season. Like he had 10 goal contributions. That's more than another player at the team who still gets backed for some weird reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations too. Like I could go back and regurgitate what I always say, and it's just kind of I don't want to get repetitive. But again, I still see enough from Kulusevski that he's got potential. I don't. I haven't reached that moment yet. Maybe there's points where I get a little bit closer, but I haven't reached that point yet where I feel like he's done, like that he doesn't have a chance. I mean,
Yeah, I get that.
compared to some options that we have. Um, Okay, and then I think this was Spiros, if I'm correct. Really cool name when I learned to pronounce it. Said Delict should decide if he wants to be part of the new project or if he wants to go to a team that competes for the final every year. I mean, but isn't that the dream? If you're a professional athlete, is to reach the pinnacle every year if you could, like all the time. Like nobody dreams to be part of a project. I mean, some people don't mind
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. No, no.
They're,
Like, yeah, like if he wants to win games, like
yeah,
why not? Like I want to win games. Like if I'm not playing for, like let's say I made it in football, I'm playing at Manu. Like look at Manu
yeah.
and Bayern come in. I'm saying I'm gone. I'm out of here. I want to win. Like I don't care about you guys. I don't support you. I have no connection with you guys. I'm moving. I want to win. Like that's normal. Like we should
Mm-hmm.
also look at these situations not as a fan, but just in that in like in the position they are in. Like they want to
Mm-hmm.
win. Like and if they don't want to win, there are players just happy to be there. Like pick up the wages, happy to be at the club, and that's it. Uh, that's a wrong mentality. Like that's the reason why we're in this shit at the moment.
I mean, to be honest, that's the majority of professional sports. Like if
Yeah,
you think about it, I mean, yeah, the people once you make it to that, and you can make a living doing playing a sport. Yeah,
yeah.
I understand that, but yeah, for the people that are competitors, of course, if you think of anybody and like I was gonna do the Julian thing and just say Lionel Messi and not say Ronaldo. But I was gonna say those guys at the top level. Those are the ones that, of course, that's where they're gonna look to go, and that's why you make moves and why you do whatever. So I don't begrudge him for anything like that.
I need
Toasting. Oh, go ahead.
no, I need looked it up like, as always. So thanks. Seven
Hanee's
goals
always
and
on.
7 assists. Yeah, she's always on point. So thanks for that. So 7 goals, 7 assists for Kulusevski.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it. I've said I'm not gonna bring it up, but I'm gonna bring it up. That's more than Bernadeschi has in 4 seasons. Like,
Yeah.
and we are shouting get Kulusevski out, and some are shouting, yeah, you can keep Bernadeschi. Like that doesn't make sense at all. Like I don't care if he runs. I said it many times before. Kulusevski runs.
Mm-hmm.
Like he will run if he plays. Like that's the bare minimum. Closing down space. Oh my god. Like
Well,
he's an attack-minded player. Like Kulusevski beat that in his first season at the club. That's it.
well,
Again, I
yeah.
don't want to make it about Bernadeschi, but just to put it in perspective, because
Mm-hmm.
many people are hating on Kulusevski. That's basically, and again, it's not the comparison comparing it with Bernadeschi
Mm-hmm.
doesn't says it all. Like the standard is low, like
Yeah.
output wise, but it's reality.
Well, what I was gonna say, of course, it's a mess anytime you go on Twitter, but obviously Twitter, whatever social media, whatever have you, when fans get together, it's becoming more and more of a mess. I don't want to say a cesspool, but it does in the last 2 seasons where you see Juventus have a steeper drop off from what we expect the expectation is. So fans are going to get more upset. Fans are going to battle each other. Fans are going to make stupid comments.
Yeah.
I'm going to make stupid comments on here that's in the ethos forever because it's on the internet. But it's going to be one of those things where people are saying, like I said, I see people go to war for Bernardeschi. And I felt like there was a time period a year and a half ago where I was the only guy that was like, maybe give him a chance. And then now I've flipped and I've been like, okay, I gave him a chance. It's been a year and a half from when I last said give him a chance. He had his chance. Like you said, how many goals did he had? 2 goals in the last, I think something like that in the last how many years?
I think to be honest, I think he doesn't even have 14 goal contributions since he joined.
Yeah.
Maybe in all competitions, maybe, but like, I don't want to talk about it. I just let it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to put it in perspective because people are saying get Kulusevski out, and some are saying keep Bernadeschi. I mean those are the numbers. So
Yeah, it's a tired subject at this point. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. This one I kind of want to go to you for this one. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, first Sonny, because their member said that was under Pirlo with Allegri. He's really struggling, and Allegri is staying for a while. Allegri's only been coaching here again for a few months. Like, let's.
Yeah, he's going
And I
nowhere.
understand. I understand. Yeah, and I agree. And I mean, yeah, there's a lot. It's a, same thing that I was bitching and complaining about last year. About I got to the end of the season, and I never saw any growth. And I'm afraid that we're going to see the same thing with Allegri. That's a fair complaint, but it's hard to say with it when we're talking about Kulusevski that he can that it's only been a few months under Allegri for Kulusevski is what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
if everyone may be more of the same. This is the one that I really want to get to you and this kind of question. And first girl was saying, why do they rehire Allegri? Do they only hire Italian managers at Juventus?
Yeah. Or an ex-player. Like, it is what it is. That's how the club works. Like, just look it up. It's Italian or it's ex-player, Deschamps.
Yeah.
That's how the club works. Again, people will laugh at me. I do believe they wanted Pep Guardiola. Like, maybe it was a crazy dream. That will be the exception. Excuse me. Again, that's how the club operates. And if Allegri didn't say yes, it would have been Zidane. Like, that's how the club basically works.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, there's a lot of teams that do that. If you're American here in the chat, Duke in North Carolina just did that. They're replacing their like literally legendary coaches that have won national championships, like 5 or 6 or whatever, how many number it is each, and they're replacing them with literally players that just came off of their first time coaching. So, you may not love it, but it is what it is. Let's see. Johnny was saying with the relationship Juve had and I guess it's Raiola and Juve have, the longer Romagnoli is unsigned, the more chance he will replace De Ligt, is what they feel.
Yeah, get that off. I'm going to sleep and I don't want to think about that.
Okay.
I don't want to think about that.
Let's go through just a couple more, and then
No,
we'll
I can't. I mean, soon I'm going to sleep and I don't want to think about that comment. That's a scary comment.
Yeah, it would not be the best one, but the best option to really think about for over the night. Let's see. Okay, there's a couple of rebuttals. Timothy saying we're not asking for Kulu to leave, but if we have a striker, then we need to sacrifice someone, and Kulu makes the most sense because who will buy Berna?
No, the most sense. No, Berna. No one's gonna buy him. Like he's gonna leave on a free. Yeah. Morata is not your player, so those are 2 players that are out. I understand you need money. You need to bring in money. But you're losing Morata basically and Bernardeschi if everything goes to, I don't want to say plan, but like as expected, then there is your space. It's just up to the club to find the money.
Yeah. And that's why if we're looking at players to sacrifice for money, and I don't know how much of a sacrifice it'd be, but like we're saying that's why McKinney is high on that list because he's a player that's young who has options at the Premier League. He fits there, maybe interested in him. That's why he's before Kulu right now, at least to me. Italian Eagles says, we'll touch on this just because it's going to be a question everybody's going to ask, and we already did it a little bit earlier. Do you see Pogba coming back next summer? My personal opinion, and then I'll let you. Okay.
You can go.
You already did, but I was just about to say, no. I mean, I understand there's a lot of rumors out there, and rumors are going to keep rumors are going to keep coming out. But at this point, I just see him joining I don't want to say juggernaut, but the nonsense that's going on at PSG, basically.
Yeah, it's PSG or Real Madrid. I do believe he would like to come back, but we cannot pay that. Like it's what it is.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where he'd have to take a pay cut, and it wouldn't make sense on his. You're getting older. Why would you make less money just because you want to go back somewhere? I mean, Anyway, let's see. Last couple ones. Anything that you want to bring up, feel free. But I'm just trying to.
I saw some comment, but I don't know where it gone. It was from the Ajax manager, so Ten Hag.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it, but I've lost it.
Okay.
But
Oh,
I don't know where it is.
here, Tosin saying that we should have gone for a German coach or the Ajax manager.
Ah, okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
like the Ajax manager, but it's not gonna work with us. So for
Mm-hmm.
one, they bring in players from the youth system. That's one. They have a style of play
Mm-hmm.
since I don't know how many years, just in the youth system. First team coach, whoever's who, like, no matter who's the coach, it's that system. A bit like Barcelona. It all went to shit now at Barca, but they're gonna bring it back with Xavi as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he gets time at Ajax. Like, the competition is not that big at Ajax. Like, I know it's PSV and Feyenoord, but they're not that good. Like, compared to Ajax, they're not. So they're basically, how do you say, there's room for error. If he comes in at Juve and he's not performing in the first season, oh my god. Like, that's why, like, it's Allegri because he's a respected coach. He will get through it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's not gonna make through it because he will not get the time to implement his style of play. Also, Van der Sar, Overmars, the way they work at Ajax is just like they live together basically. Every decision they make all together. Like,
Yeah.
they have one philosophy. I said so many times at, at this club, especially before Paratici wanted this, Nedved wanted that, the coach wanted this, is a mess at Ajax.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. So if you bring him in this situation, I think he's gonna cry at some point. Like, he's
Yeah.
gonna miss Ajax.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those, like, I mean, like you said, even looking back now in retrospect, maybe obviously Pirlo, maybe he deserved a little bit more credit getting to a top four with what he
Oh,
had to work
I
with.
gave
You
him
know?
credit.
Yeah.
I gave him credit. Okay, we didn't have the channel at the time, but I gave him credit, like massive
Mm-hmm.
credit. Like, he shouldn't be in the job. Like, he was put in a situation, not an easy situation. Like, it wasn't easy because he was not meant to be the first team coach. He was, of course, he would say yes. Like, nobody would say no. I'm not doing that. Like, you had Ronaldo on your team. Like, you're gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not blaming him because I saw people blaming him for taking the job. Like,
Yeah.
let's be real. Like, will you say no? Uh, I gave him credit. I give him credit for making top four. I did
Yeah.
because when we signed him, I was said the first thing I said, the expectation should not be winning the title. It shouldn't be. I said it at the start of this season also.
I mean, it's
So
like this is like the equivalent of, and I know maybe in Europe they don't view it as highly, but it's like the equivalent of like you and me talking Juventus here, and then like getting hired by like something like ESPN or whatever to go do it, and then they're like, "Oh, you're not professionals," and like no
yeah,
belief. It's like yeah, it takes time. It takes
you come
time
too late.
and experience. Yeah,
Oh, it's
exactly.
late. Swearing on the stream.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit of a. It's a yeah. I'm gonna cuss. It's gonna happen. You know, sometimes we're gonna be. We gotta
Calling
be
players
honest.
shit.
Yeah,
Calling
that.
players shit.
To be fair, that is more of you and Julian than it is myself. I just say it in
Yes.
a. I say it in a nicer term, but basically, I mean the same thing though when I say it. Let's just say, ciao YFG. Appreciate you joining in with us. There was one really question. Let's see. I think most of these are just comments between each other. Yeah. Let's go ahead. The last. I just want to. We'll throw this one out there. And this.
Wait. One quick thing. Yap saying that I said I wouldn't give Danilo a contract until 24,
Yeah.
but you have a lot long players. Don't we think we need a few? So I made a mistake. I made a typo. He has a contract until 24. It should be 26. So I made a typo. But my stance that I took in the video remains the same. Again, I get your point, but I was thinking with the thought process that he has a deal until 22, and he was getting. So you need to move it on. Like 26, that's 4 years from now. Let's pretend it's 22. I get that point, but why should you give that type of player a contract for 4 years now? Why do you need to make that decision now? If you know what I mean. Like, he has a contract until 24. You can wait. Like, you shouldn't be making those because you don't know what's going to happen in that time frame. Like, he can pick up an injury because age. Someone better can become available, and then you're stuck with a player you not really playing. on a big wage just for experience. Like it should, like Dybala should be the experienced guy now, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like he's 28, he's gonna be 29. He should be the experienced guy. Um, Again, the Ligt is very young, but he is that. Like I said it so many times, Chiesa won European title. Like he should be that guy in 2 years, if you know what I mean. Uh, so I get that point, but 26 is it's it's a long period, if you know what I mean. Like should you be taking those? Like we shot ourselves in the foot before with making those decisions. With excuse me, Khedira, Mandzukic,
Well,
players like that.
that's what I was gonna say. That's the one thing I just was gonna interject is like, what have we been talking about for the last year, 2 years plus, about all these contracts we've been stuck with? Like all these players. Even we talk about Dybala this entire time. We're talking about renewing Dybala, and what's the main thing that like the first thing that comes to my mind, and I guess it can maybe people can forget or whatever have you, but like he just sustained an injury that kept him out for basically a whole season last year.
Yeah.
And then it looked like he may be out even longer. We'll see how long he stays healthy this time. But that's still a worry for me. You're renewing him now, and then you're going to have this player that, like, even no matter how good he is when he's playing, if he's not on the field, he's not doing you any good. And that's the same thing that could happen with a Danilo, even though he's playing well and doing well. That's the one thing that I'd be worried about. I guess we'll do two questions. Dax likes to throw in his questions. I appreciate you for joining us, Mr. Dax. But Dan says our next signing will be.
Oh, sorry. Our next signing will be. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Let's see. I don't want to say Witzel. Hopefully not. I feel like I would say. I mean, I guess at this point, what I'm going to come down to is I'm just going to expect more than likely not to buy anybody in January, and I'm just going to expect that we come back in June or July, and it's Vlahovic. I don't know. That's I guess that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I guess you got to get other
think...
guys as well. But I don't know. I don't think you're gonna get. If I'm saying Vlahovic, I don't think. Oh, Johnny brings up a.
Don't bring it up.
He brings. Dang it! I wanted to.
Like, I don't think we're gonna bring in anyone in January.
Yeah.
But we're still gonna do some special streams because I have things planned.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're just gonna talk about other teams bringing in players. So, yeah.
Basically, around Christmas, we'll be talking about all the other great gifts that all the other people in our class are getting. There we go. That's basically what it is. Okay. Okay. Dax is saying, in your opinion, 3 best national teams at the moment. I don't know why. You didn't need to clarify 1 being the best and 3 being the third best. Dax.
I don't know. I would say Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
I think Italy for me, still at the moment.
Yeah.
I know they lost, and oh my god, I have no idea.
You don't want to say your home country, even though they're still rated there?
No, they're awful. I don't support them. Don't stop bringing it up.
I'm kidding.
I know. I would say Italy, Brazil, and I don't know. You should probably France. They play awful, but at the end of the day, look at their squad. I mean, you cannot say not France.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I feel like.
One of you saying Portugal, no chance. Like no chance at all. They're not good.
No, they haven't been.
They have great players. They're not good.
Yeah, I'd probably throw, like you said, Italy. I have a hard time putting. I mean, it's weird because they just won the Euros, but I kind of want to say like second.
They should be in there.
Or first or second. I have a hard time putting them first.
I needed to rank them.
Yeah, ranking. So I guess.
I think it's Brazil. No, I think it's Brazil, Italy, France. Still in that order for me.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm not going to do mine because that would just be copy paste. Those are my 3. They're the same ones that I would. It's just France is basically, again, based off talent, not really performance as of late. And then, is there one final one? Okay, last question, and then we're done here. Unless somebody really brings up something remarkable. No. Sorry.
Wait, I saw a great question from Yap. Do you guys think Juve?
Yeah, that's what
Juve is being linked with a defensive midfielder because Allegri wants to play in a 3-man midfield? I don't think that. I'm hoping that. So it's still Allegri at the end of the day. I Like it's just hope at this point. Uh, I don't know if it's if it's how you say it, if that's the real plan. It's just hoping at this point because I need some change. I need to see changes.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. At this point, it's just praying that we'll switch to 4-3-3. I don't know if he'll ever. Do you think? Okay, this is my final question to you. Do you think Allegri will ever change this season to a 4-3-3 and stick
I
with it?
think he will. I think if he's gonna change, I think it's gonna be more a 4-3-1-2,
Mm-hmm.
because he played that. Uh, so I think that's because he played that against Monza. He played that against Nap. So in preseason against Empoli, he messed up with McKennie. He admitted it, but then he basically shelved that project, and he only played that against Zenit in the second half. And it looked again. Zenit, no pressure on the ball, great. So you need to work on it, obviously, but I mean, that's only normal. Like, if you want to change things, you need to work on it. But Hanin is saying he will play 4-4-2 with Locke on the left. Great.
Yeah.
Just great. I mean, it will be still better than Rabiot on the left, but still.
Right. Um. Okay. Okay. This is you're the final question, Boom. Alejandro and Justin, Italy midfield. You choose against Switzerland.
Well, Verratti's out. Borella is also out, most probably. So Pellegrini is also out. So it's going
Jorginho.
to be Locatelli. Jorginho's ready.
Okay.
So it's going to be Locatelli, Jorginho. I have no idea.
Oh, one sec.
That's
This is bad for whatever. Okay, give me a sec. Let me see what options I have here.
I forgot who he got called up. It should like Tonali. It should be Tonali.
Oh,
If he got called up, it should be Tonali.
yeah, I forgot about
Uh,
Tonali. Yeah, yeah, you're right. So yeah, the options that we really have are Brunello can't
then
play. Cristante,
oh
Jorginho,
no,
Locatelli, Pellegrini. Is Pellegrini pulled?
no, yeah, he can be like the reports are that he's not gonna make it.
Yeah, Paul
I
Bega
think
and Tonali.
because Pessina's not in the squad.
Oh no, Pacino was added on. Remember? Sorry, this was the. I was reading the post that had Zaniolo and everybody in it, so that Pacino got added. Didn't he and whoever get added just last second?
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so if Pessina's there, I think Mancini is gonna play Pessina because he knows the system.
Yeah.
He was there 2 Euros. I wouldn't pick Pessina. I'm not a big fan of him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Tonali, he deserves to get some minutes at this point.
Yeah.
Cataldi, oh my god.
No, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Delete that comment.
Yeah, I saw it. All right. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, as always. Unless you have anything else to add, I'll go ahead and wrap us up here. Is that good with you?
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, like I said, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. We got 34 likes. I know there's some of you that are in here that haven't liked the video, so hit that like button as it really helps us with the algorithm to continue to grow, to bring more Juventus fans together in the community that we're developing. We appreciate each and every one of you that have joined the member squad. Consider doing that if you haven't already. There's a lot that's going to come there, especially some of that special content that you won't get other places as well.
Wait, quick question. Wait, because Dustin is saying how often do you do these?
Yeah.
So normally, 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Only Sunday we skip mostly, unless it's game day.
Yeah.
If it's game day on Sunday, it's 7 games, 7 days a week. So now with the international break, we need to see, but I think we're gonna do 5, like one of us or all 3 of us, because Julian is back this week.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we should be all 3 of us because we have not done that in a very long time.
Yeah, we can do some BSing, all 3 of us talking about,
Yeah.
everything. Actually, that's one thing too. Definitely, we'll do it. There's different. Like, obviously, we try to do it live, like I said, every day. I want to know, who do I complain to that Juventus keeps playing on Saturday instead of Sundays? Is it because of performance related? Is it because who decides that?
Just the calendar. I don't know.
Not a fan of it because, like, right now, as an American football fan as well, I struggle twice as much when 2 of my teams lose instead of just one, or give you 24 hours at least. You're gonna have to deal with it again tonight as well. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Right? Are the Steelers playing tonight against the Bears? Or do they?
Yeah, I'm not. If the game's done, I need to wake up in like 3 hours after the game, so I don't.
Yeah.
I may just pick up the last quarter. I
I'll,
just wake up
I'll,
for the last one.
I'll text you the cliff notes. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, like I said, join the member squad. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and also hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Follow us at the whatever we have down here at the bottom. And otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri. See you guys tomorrow.